Okay, I hope we are all set together for today's session that we are going to discuss on digital identity theft. It's going to be a very informative session, and if there is any question during the session, please feel free to type it on the comment box, and we'll take the questions live here at the end of the session. So today, since we are discussing on digital identity theft, it's very important to know who all can fall prey to it. So it can be you, me, or anyone who is using social media. Anyone who is not using social media may also fall prey to this kind of identity theft. So the first part we'll look into the identity theft and maybe few terms in terms of what is phishing, what is phishing, what is skimming, whaling, and it's related to spams, which come into our emails also. And the second part, we are going to look into few of the case studies that we have dealt, few of the instances that we have dealt in the recent past with regard to Instagram, with regard to Facebook, and maybe apps like Tinder. And later on, we'll go to the third part, which will give you more information, or I'll insight more information about what all steps, simple steps can be taken care so that you can avoid getting your digital identity out there to the market out there, which you don't want to, right? So with that, let us start with today's input on. I'll share one of my slides. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Set screen. Okay, here we go. I hope all of you are able to see the screen. No? So welcome once again, whoever has joined recently right now. And we are starting with digital identity theft. Whether you want to take it down or you fell prey to it. So we'll discuss three things. What is the identity theft in the first instance, and then we'll talk about a few of the instances where we help our clients in terms of taking fake social media accounts, and we'll also discuss about practicing the safeguards that you can take care of. Okay. So let us first discuss what is identity theft in a broad sense. So we are also a member to Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, where this agency is there worldwide, which helps us to know how to take care of the identity theft and maybe frauds which are happening around the world. They have specific exams and all, which we go through, and these are the identity thefts which you can come across. These words are very popular. So let us look into a few very basic definitions of each of them before we go into a small video that has that is from the ACFE, which talks about identity theft. Okay. So with regard to phishing, what do you mean by phishing? Is when you get an email asking you some information by any mode, pretending it to be let's say your bank, or let's say someone that you know. So they're asking for information, maybe a spam email or something. So that amounts to phishing, where they are going to take your identity by pretending that you are the prey for them. right? When it comes to phishing, it's when you get a call, let's say, on your phone asking for personal information, asking for, let's say, missing information of your bank details or something. It's usually happen right now, right? So those are missing in the sense. There is missing where you get an SMS, maybe SMS in the form of a general SMS, text SMS, or maybe an SMS through WhatsApp or Telegram or any social media out there, which is leading you to to maybe websites, similar websites out there where you're going to give the information, or maybe they are asking to reply to that SMS with your information. I personally get many SMS for bank details information which are missing. That is missing, which we are talking about. There is a concept called whaling, where it is a kind of phishing where it is very targeted, and it's targeted mainly to the top management, because they know that this person is maybe from your LinkedIn profile or from your social media profiles. They know that you are the person who is going to have maybe bank's account. The bank account will have a more information. So they want to take the whaling. The whaling means they are very targeted kind of phishing, which we talk about, right? And farming is more about taking you to a clone website or making you redirect to another website during your course of browsing in the internet. So here you give the information and it gets stored through an website, and then it goes further into your digital identity theft, right? The simple way to avoid this kind of maybe farming is more if you look into HTTPS, the secure site. If it is not there, there is a lock in the browser. So this is all about like the identity theft which is going on in today's world. It can happen through your devices. It can happen through your old devices which you have not deleted data. It can happen maybe you providing the data, or maybe your family member providing the data, or maybe physical, let's say Aadhaar card, PAN card, for passports that you are leaving with your bank people, or your credit card information out there. So be aware of all this information which you are sharing online to take care of this kind of identity. So going ahead, we'll go through a small video of 2 minutes, which is from the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, where we are a member of. So let us go through the details, and then we'll carry forward to the next part of the session.
What is identity theft? Identity theft affects millions of people each year around the world. Crafty fraudsters can steal identities in a number of ways. Some fraudsters commit identity theft by stealing physical information. They do so by dumpster diving, stealing mail, or taking discarded devices like computers, printers, or phones that have not had their hard drives wiped. Sometimes they rely on social engineering, which is when the fraudster manipulates or tricks a victim into giving up information. A common form of this is phishing, where a fraudster impersonates a trusted individual or entity and asks the victim for sensitive info. Identities can also be stolen through high-tech means like malware or data breaches, where hackers target large organizations and steal the information of multitudes of employees or customers. Information stolen through data breaches is often sold on illegal trading websites. With many different avenues to grab your information, how can you protect yourself? Make sure that all documents containing any personal identifiable information are shredded before disposing them. If you or your organization is getting rid of electronics, make sure all hard drives are wiped or rendered unreadable before disposing, reselling, or donating them. Never send personal information via email. Reputable organizations will never ask for this. If you receive a phone call asking for information, ask to call them back. Find their official phone number online and call that number back to verify the claim. Avoid using unsecured public Wi-Fi networks where hackers can be lurking. Check your billing statements and credit reports regularly to spot any suspicious activity. If you or someone you know does become a victim of identity theft, freeze any affected financial accounts. Check and freeze your credit report. File a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission if in the U.S. Report the incident to your local authorities. For more information on fraud like identity theft, visit acfe.com. What?
So hope you get some more information about what we are talking about in the identity theft. So going ahead with today's topic, which is more about the social media or maybe the fake profiles which we are talking on social media. For an instance, I'll give you 3 examples that we have dealt in the recent past with regard to Instagram, Facebook, and Tinder, obviously. Before that, when it comes to fake profiles, it's very easy for us to just download, duplicate, use the same comments, maybe using the same post, and to recreate the same post almost, and maybe the profile picture, the name, and everything, and you are good to go ahead with a similar profile, and then you can contact your friends or their friends. And friends are also available in the list, right? If you go to Facebook, you can see their friends. So you can get in touch with them and ask them for something, or somehow others fraudsters are using it as a means to do any kind of identity theft through social media, which is rising a lot. If you see, there is a lot more complaint of around millions which comes into around the world, and mostly in US, and it's also started recently. More number of cases are there with the cyber cells in India and all, right? So just to give you a short info about, let's say we start with Instagram, where what happened is there's a college going student who came to us saying that their Instagram profile, her Instagram profile, is copied by someone, and he sometimes keep it live and contact his friends only, or her friends out there, and then this and try to spread some message which is not good in a college environment, right? And whenever she wants to contact back to that profile, the profile get deactivated, or it is not there for next few days, and again this person can. So this person might be a friend of her, or maybe known to her, or maybe an old friend or someone who wants to just take care of, or maybe want to defame her out there for whatever so is the reason. But it's very easy for this kind of college going kids who are on Instagram, whose profile are not private in many sense, can be very easily copied and can be used for many varied reasons, right? So we take care of it, and we inform Instagram not to activate that profile anymore, and it got through. So right now there is no issue with that Instagram profile that lady has from the college. When it comes to Facebook, we have seen many business profile of Facebook which come to us with similar name, with similar profile, of business organizations which are created, and these profiles are going to be used to either give reviews to others, or either they are being used as a means of contacting, let's say, individuals out there to give them jobs or ask them for more information, personal information and all. So keep a watch of your business profile on social media platforms. If you find similar names are there, to report it as the first instance, because these good like social media platforms has a strong report module, which they encourage people to report at the first instance, and else obviously we as a lawyer or someone else out there can take care of it. Coming to the Tinder, it's a bit different kind of activity which happened. There's a lady from US who is our client. So she is into UN also, uh, working as a pass. So it's a kind of whaling which has been done in Tinder. So she got her profile was there on Tinder. So she got messages from people out there who pretend to be in US, but these users are basically from Nigeria, from Kenya. She somehow fall prey to one of the such profile where she has even given some kind of personal pictures, or maybe had a call with this person on Tinder app, which later on she found that there are messages from the same profile saying that, okay, we'll expose you, we'll put you into different platforms, and we'll defame you, and you pay us this amount in this account. And this account is right now you have crypto, so you're not traceable also, even if you give an account number of crypto, right? So that instance is very, very tense, and see, it took us around 6 month time to go through this kind of. We keep a check on every instance, on every platform that is possible, pretending that these fraudsters can upload a video, can upload an image of her, and we need to take it down immediately. So make sure that whenever you are on social media, it is open. So you make sure that you are secure everywhere. So the next step, which I'm going to give you few input on how you're going to take care of and practice some safeguard principles, which you need to keep your shield on during your social media life on the digital platforms, right? So the first and foremost thing is you avoid sharing any personal information online. Maybe Facebook is asking you what is your date of birth, what is your place, and all those things. Whatever things you can keep it not providing, or if you can keep it private, the privacy things. So make sure that you have less information on your profile. Even I've seen profiles where you make your initials or maybe a surname as a dot. Let's say Aurobinda Panda is there, then I can make Aurobinda P. So the P is not traceable, right? In a sense. So your public profiles, your private profiles. So public profiles are like Twitter and all, which are more secure these days. Even if you have a profile out there, it's you take care of, you do not share any personal information out there in public profiles. In private profile, let's say your dad asks your Aadhaar card on let's say WhatsApp for some reason. So obviously you are sharing that, right? So in that case, it is more secure in these platforms because it takes end-to-end encryption. It takes care of your photo not been shared with anyone else. But still, you need to know that that person is really your dad's number, right? Before you send, you should not send any information to anyone new. You can just report in the first instance if anyone wants to get in touch with you for those kind of. So any request which comes into social media, may it be on the private platform or in the public platform, you need to take care of um, the request, whether you want to allow the request or if you want to delete the request or ignore the request, right? So always try to not share, I would say, the high resolution images on Insta or on any social media activity that you are doing, because high resolution pictures can be used in many different ways against you, or maybe in any different format out there, right? Uh, so the next point I would say is obviously you use two-factor authentication for all your users. You maybe may it be, let's say, Facebook or Insta. If it has a two-factor authentication, even if they have your password, they are not able to log in without your knowledge, right? Um, Maybe you have used, let's say, public Wi-Fi, and then they've got the password somehow, maybe through your phone or while you're typing or something. Still, with a two-factor authentication, you always get a OTP in your mail or on your phone. So in that way, it will be more secure. So make sure that if you have not done till today, today is the best day to make sure all your social media accounts and online, maybe also your emails, are two-factor authentication done, right? Um, then always keep an eye and keep a simple check before coming to any conclusion. Keep a simple check of your name, maybe on let's say Google search engine. Just type your name and see these are your profiles. Go to the second, third page up till so that if there is any fake profile, it can come into, which has used your image, which has used your personal information to be created, right? So at least that kind of search you can perform. If you require more in-depth search, obviously there are companies like us and all who can help you out with law firms or lawyers. You can talk to them and take care of your profiles. As soon as you find out any similar profile of yours, the first thing is to do is report. There is always a report button on these platforms which you can take care of, right? You might have seen this account is private on Instagram, to be particular. Is why? Because they have set it to private, right? So if you have not set, because Instagram is more vulnerable, because you have pictures, you have videos, you have small instances out there. So if you make it private, that is more secure rather than making it public. Until and unless you are in a public life where you are into the celebrity, or your life is like you are having a public life, you have to share this information. That's completely fine. But if you are an individual who is not going to share it more than your friends, don't share. It's not required. So with that, if you have any questions, if there is any questions, we can take it. We have a few minutes only. We are already over time, so we can take few questions. With me, Swagatika is there today on this call. So Swagatika, have we got any question on the comments? We can take around one or two.
Good afternoon. Yes, there is a question, sir. So it is sometimes on Facebook they do not take down the fake profile or delay in doing that. So is there any other way or any other remedy in which it can be solved?
Okay. So fake profile, like it's get delayed by the Facebook. Normally, if you go through the DMCA rules, it's like you have to take care of, or you have to take these kind of inputs within 48 to 72 hours. So that is like 2 to 3 days time. You should get a reply from these social media accounts. Facebook being a larger entity where the number of profiles are so huge, it might take some time for the reply to come back, but you need to also make sure that you have used the right way to report. If you are not aware of the right way to report, then get in touch with your lawyer or maybe the DMCA takedown team that we have, who can help you out with a proper filing with all the information and also description with related to why these profiles are should be taken down. With all information, if you file, then obviously I would say these profiles can be taken down. We have cases like where we file in the morning and by afternoon the profiles have been taken down. And we have cases where similar profiles are there for quite a little days, but if you file that maybe the second time or the third time, then it get into the eyes of the social media team, the legal team out there at the other end, and these things have been taken care of. So yes, they may take some time, but you need to know the right way to file it so that it get faster action at the other end.
So there is another question. How to tackle with the fake takedown cases where the people uses this mechanism to be fake?
Can you come again once more?
How to tackle with the fake takedown cases?
Okay, so if there is fake takedown, what I understand here is you means, let's say your account got removed, right? So that's a fake takedown. So someone has filed against you, and your social media account or your takedown, your content got takedown or something. So in that sense, obviously, if you are the original creator, you can file a counterclaim notice to them. Counterclaim notice is nothing but you are filing it again to reclaim your rights and reinstate the account, because these accounts normally don't get deleted from the server. They get suspended at the first instance before all the data get wiped out. So within the time limit, if you file back with a counterclaim notice, that is generally in these platforms are between 3 to 10 days maximum, which you need to file a counterclaim notice. Then obviously, if you have the claims and the rights, your accounts or your contents or the fake claims which has been against you should be taken down and you should be restored. Okay. Is there any more questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Right. So thanks for joining today, and it's been a wonderful session out there which we gone through, and I hope you have got a little bit more information about what do you mean by digital identity theft and how it can help you to identify your social media accounts, and a little bit of your awareness in the sense of what you're sharing, what you're not sharing, can help you reduce this kind of praise which can take your identity and use it in any mode once they have it, right? So, and these are our details. If you have any questions, just go to LEXDMCA.com, or you can get in touch with him through an email, or feel free to ping me on this LinkedIn profile for any queries thereon. Thanks for joining once again for all of you, and we'll be continuing more sessions in future, maybe Wednesdays. Thank you.